Well, hello there. Nice to see you again. How are
And
you?
you, Sammy? Yeah, great, thanks. Yeah,
Great. Just ask you a few random questions,
Absolutely.
and just so people get to know more about the actual human being behind the performer, which I think is
Smashing.
the best bit.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how old were you when you first got into music?
How old? Well, the family legend is that I used to sing before I could talk. So I've always been a singer. In fact, my mum tells me the first song I ever sang was Green Door. So I mean, I don't remember that, of course, but yeah. So I've always sung. Always loved singing. All the way through school, choirs, all that kind of stuff.
So has your upbringing influenced your music?
Maybe a little bit in the fact that my mum and dad were staunch socialists, and so some of my songs are fairly socialist leaning. So from that point of view, yeah.
So what inspires you now to create new music?
Just everyday things, really. I think what happens in the world, obviously, you think about it, you're sometimes disturbed by it, and the best way for me to get rid of any frustrations is to write a song. But just everyday occurrences, really. There's no pattern. I don't sit down and have a theme. I've written songs about all sorts of things, but I don't have a burning desire to write a kind of folk opera that has a theme running through it, anything like that.
So what's the most challenging piece you've had to perform that you've written? And how did you manage
The
that?
most challenging piece. Well, I think any piece can be challenging. I wouldn't say there's any one that is more challenging than another. But you, as a performer, you know what it's like. If you get on a stage and you don't get the right vibes back at you, you think, what the hell am I doing here? And it can be a bit tough, a bit of an ordeal. But most of the time, it's great. You get up there, people like what you do, you're confident in what you do, and it's fine.
It certainly shows your confidence. It's brilliant. So what's been your most rewarding experience as a musician?
I think the many, probably one that's nothing to do with folk clubs was hearing a choir, a gospel choir, do one of my songs in front of 2,000 people, which was, really quite humbling, really. And they kind of took my song and gospelized it, if you like, full of energy, with a kind of professional gospel choir, and then a choir made up of, I suppose, 30, 40 teenage kids. That was great,
So which song was that?
It's called Good Men and Women.
Wow.
And that's probably the proudest moment I've ever had.
That's marvellous. So what legacy do you hope to leave with your music?
Oh, it's a good question. It's a hard one.
I know.
I'm not so sure about a legacy. I'd like people to have enjoyed the songs and feel that the songs have touched a part of their lives. I know that happens with some songs because I've had a few that have been used in funerals, and two, strangely enough, that have been used while people have had operations. So it's had an impact already. Two people have had heart operations where they were for the operation they had to be awake, so they've had my songs played during the surgery, which is quite a bizarre thing, really. But that's nice.
And it's the most interesting answer I've had to that.
Yeah.
And finally, what's next for you musically?
What's next? Well, I've got masses of songs. I've been supposed to be doing a new CD, which will be my fifth. I've supposed to be doing it for a couple of years. Then COVID came along, life came along, but I must get it done while I've still got some life in me. So yeah, that's the next thing. Probably before the end of the year, I would like to say, the next collection of songs will be available for people to buy and give away or whatever.
I shall put the links under your details on the thing. Well,
okay, brilliant.
I look forward to watching you perform, and I hope you do that cowboy song. I do like that one.
I will do that one. Thanks, Sammy.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.